So, ladies and gentlemen, live and direct from outer space to Orlando, from Queens and the Puesan Bronx. We got the reason why I'm even doing this company is because of you, man. You are the reason. So I got a phone call from my childhood friend, Dr. Jonathan Puesan, who's been not just trained as an official. I'm not talking about Dr. Zeus here, guys. I'm talking about he's a real deal doctor. And one time I made a mistake, and he showed me some pictures of some cadavers. Man, I was not happy. Oh my God, there was chopped up body parts all over the place. You would think he was a butcher. This is when I believe when he was in Mexico. Anyhow, so I got this phone call from Dr. Jonathan Puesan, and him and I go way back. So this conversation will be really more towards our personal history when it comes to the network marketing, but more importantly, what happened recently. Because to me, I was blown away. So Dr. Jonathan, you got exposed to this company about a year before, and then what happened?
See what happened, Jerry. About a year ago, when they called me to about the opportunity and everything, I wasn't really open to it because I was helping a common brother. You and I know who we're talking about, but because he started his own company, so I was focusing on helping him. So I didn't want to have any distraction, so I didn't want to look at it. And I said no, and the guy respected that decision and said, okay, maybe it's not for you. And then now with the pandemic, everything that we're going through right now, I was reaching out to another friend of mine in Miami, to try to see if he wanted to join me with some health product that I was promoting, that I was using at the clinic too as well. And he turned it around. He says, I know what you're telling me is awesome. The products you have is phenomenal. He said, but have you heard of Isagenix? And I say, yeah, I've heard of Isagenix. He said, but how much? I said, not much. I'm not interested. He goes, no, but look, do you have some time? I said, yeah, I have a lot of time right now. He said, well, why don't we do this? Let me send you some videos. Take a look at it. And worst come to worst, if you don't like it, that's fine. I said, you know what? Send them to me right away. So he sent them to me, and I'm telling you, Jerry, within less than 10 minutes, I called him back after I seen him, because it was a total about 10 minutes. I called him, I said, hey, I like what I've seen. You caught my attention. I want more information. And he said, oh, let me connect you to Willie and everything. So he connected me to Willie. And I was talking to Willie and everything. And when after I finished talking to Willie, I said, Willie, I want more information. I'm a doctor, and I want more. He said, okay, let me connect you to Dave. So that's when Willie said that he was a little bit nervous about connecting me with Dave, because he didn't know what, a doctor now connecting Willie and Dave. That's what he mentioned the other day. I didn't even know that. So uh, when I got on the phone with Dave, Dave really impressed me. He had a lot of knowledge. For being a person who's not in the health field, it seemed like he was in the health field, with his knowledge. So I kind of said, you know what, this is really awesome, and then knowing that the research itself had gotten the Nobel Prize in medicine, and I'm in medicine. So that really shocked me. I was like, whoa, how come I haven't heard of this? I'm also a clinical nutrition. How come I'm not aware of this? So that led into something that I was telling my wife, because my wife's a pharmacist, and I told my wife, I said, you know what, I think we're onto something. So I was brainstorming and everything, and it took me about a day. I didn't even sign up right away. I just said, look, I want to order something. I ordered something, and I didn't even sign up. And the following day, the first thing I thought about you. I said, you're my brother and everything. I said, I said, who can I call right away? I said, I'm gonna call Jerry. I'm gonna call Jerry right away and let him know. And that's when I reached out to you and I said, Jerry, I didn't even give you a lot of information. I just say, have what the ordinary thing is. Have you heard of telomeres? Or have you heard of a Nobel Prize winner? So when I tell you a Nobel Prize winner company or product, associated, with network marketing, you're like, you got my attention to the same way I got my attention, and that's what really got the ball rolling, and things just started just beginning, and that's why it's been a little bit over 2 weeks. I mean, 2 months now, about 2 months and 2 weeks, roughly, give or take. But there are times that I could not even sleep. I could not even thinking about, my God, all the people that we could really reach out and help.
Yeah, let me stop you right there, because otherwise we're gonna go crazy. But let's just for the purpose of chronological. So he told me this about this Nobel Prize, and I'm like, my ego is like, I should have known this. How come no one told me? Immediately you start thinking, I've been the guy into health, even though I'm not a doctor. I can teach a whole bunch of doctors because most of them never been taught on nutrition. I mean, it's just a fact, But when it comes down to it, I was like, if my friend calls me, I know he's not going to waste my time. I know his situation is going to be of urgency, and professionalism. Because we've done quite a few companies with a whole bunch of letters, and even some of them with numbers, and we've always when most people never got their money back and they didn't get one person, we always earn a bunch of money.
Got it, plus.
We're not like the rest of the people. So again, you asked me, you set up a time, I set it up today. You know, because if I'm going to find out information, give it to me as fast as possible. And then you called me and you say, how about at 6 o'clock? Now, as I'm in this meeting, I'm like, wait a second. How cool is this? It wasn't a three-way anymore. It was a three-way video, but it wasn't three, it was four. It was three of them and me. And I'm like, wow. And I find out that Willie's a seven-figure earner in the industry, and then the other guy was a eight-figure earner, you know, almost making $10 million. And I'm like, what the heck is this? They really, I'm like, I felt kind of honored. I'm saying they're really sending the cavalry. I got a doctor, a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, and they want my monkey butt. You know, that's the way I swear. Who am I, right? So the minute he started talking about telling me, I was like, huh? I felt like Scooby-Doo. What are you talking about? You know what telling me is? Because obviously we've been exposed to television from two companies in the past. However, when he got into the explicit detail and explaining how basically most of them are just lying. They have the ingredients, they copy the ingredients, but they haven't had the testing with the only lab that can say that this works or doesn't work. And I was like, oh my God, because when you see the marketing from everybody else, it seems like they are too quick, you know. But like, the truth of the matter is, that really got me. And I remember saying, stop, I'm in. Because at the time, I was in the middle of losing what would be, after losing 5 of my friends in the week. And it was driving me crazy, got me depressed. 10 days, I'm laying in bed, 2 days, I couldn't wake up. So I was doing a real extreme eating protocol that I was running out of money. And I couldn't use the food that my mother had because it wasn't the food that I was consuming. So when I looked at this, I'm saying, oh my God, I can actually help people easier. They can easily take a shake, 2 pills twice a day, give it a shot. If it doesn't work, get your money back. I'm like, I can sell that every day, all day. And then we started working. What happened when we started working as far as you go? Because I know you got to go through a mindset of, here we go again. Is this gonna be the right one? I don't want to go to another experience. We're not that young anymore.
That's right.
And we have people that really do two things. They believe in us, but at the same time, they've heard us have a whole bunch of our would-be stories that didn't always end up being the best. But it couldn't be easy. Right. So you joined, I think, a day before me. I joined on April 29th. But I got my products before you, which was crazy.
I know, that's weird. It's crazy.
Because in Pennsylvania is where they ship from, and we ordered it Wednesday night. So after that conversation, we went immediately and signed up Wednesday night, and by Friday afternoon, I already had it. And you were like, wait a second, what's going on over here? Let me go check. I think you got yours like by Sunday or Monday of the next. So that was interesting, right? Now,
that was super interesting.
So to get your mind, so what was it that got your mindset in order for you to really go after this company?
You know what? That's interesting, Jerry, because one of the things that got my mindset was the most important thing is that, you know, I believe in God. I'm a big believer since I was a child. And when I saw the challenges and the tribulations that I was going through, you know, losing my clinic recently, you know, because the owner sold the building, leaving me at home, you know, pretty much no income coming in, seeing my wife having to struggle, work overtime and everything at the pharmacy and everything, just to try to make ends meet. I'm like wondering, I'm saying to myself, you know, why? I'm a doctor. I went through school, you know, I did more than the average person does in school-wise. Why am I sitting here and not producing and being the head of the household, you know, basically? So I will pray every night. I will pray, God, you know, give me an opportunity, send something my way, do something, allow me to do something.
Ayúdame, por favor, que we machismo too. We want to make sure we take care of the family.
And then boom, I get this the second time around. The reason I said second time, because I was supposed to this a year ago. I should have done this a year ago, but I said no. So no, what did God does? He says, I'm giving it to you a second time. You either take it or leave it. You know, so when I saw that, and after I heard everything that had to do with the telomeres and everything, I said, this is God sending it to me. So I said, you know, so I analyzed the program. I saw the simplicity of it. One shake in the morning, 2 pills in the morning, one shake in the afternoon, and 2 pills in the afternoon. And I was like, how easy could that be? And then when I saw the compensation plan, and then the company's been around for almost 19 years, you know, with a solid background, with 100% money back guarantee, you can't go wrong. Your credibility is not going to be shot, because first of all, if someone purchases and don't like it, they'll get the money back. So you're not doing any wrong. You know, so and then the same thing, you're giving the right nutrition, especially through this time where we need to better our health. Why not give the body what the body needs, you know, to stay healthy? And that's what I looked at. You know, I looked at it that way.
So it was interesting because, again, I had about a week's worth of money before I was going to start to eat whatever was there.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, my mother's an older lady. It's my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And here I was. I had lost weight already, but I put myself through some rigorous stuff, crazy stuff. But I wasn't able to help my friends, my family, and I was worried for them. So first and foremost, I had to really say to myself, I asked myself, man, are you going to do this again? I had promised myself I would never do multi-level marketing, network marketing again. Only
Same
because
here.
I have some traditional businesses. For those of you who don't know, I have a passion and a very good knowledge of technology when it comes to marketing in addition to that. I've been into social media for many years. You know, I've been doing things, and that in itself doesn't have an income to be made there. But that's not what my passion is. I just use that as a tool to show the passion. So you see me use that to show some fights of yesteryear, you know, and things like that. But and I was in the process of putting together a program called the Fast Eat Forever program. That was a members-only site to teach people how to be better in their focus, their food, their fitness, and flexibility to give them a fighting chance, you know. The world is rough. So it's a great program, and we will launch that, except I have a problem now. So when I took those initial videos, I don't look like the same guy no more. I lost weight, you know, so which is a good thing. I'm not complaining. But my point is that I was busy. But in the middle of the conversation, and I heard that, and what really got me was the proof of what was happening. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this it? I was praying as I was listening. I'm still having some real moments. I'm seeing this guy, the $10 million earner. There's Dr. Jonathan, and there's a guy that I just met. But he looked familiar to me. It was weird. I'm like, wait a second, I know these guys. Wait a minute, let me just. Maybe this guy is. I don't know. I might have seen them in the past. And I'm like, guys, I'm in.
That's right.
I'm in.
That's right.
We still continue talking because that whole conversation was like 2.5 hours. When can you get a guy who's earning close to $10 million? When can you take 2.5 hours for them to get a little old me in the Bronx? I was impressed. I shouldn't say impressed. I was appreciative, grateful, and I just felt so lucky. So my angel was Dr. Jonathan this time. You know, angels come in different and mysterious ways, and I believe that everything happens for a reason and purpose. Okay, exactly. So now that was us starting. But then what happened? Because all of a sudden, for what it was worth, in a matter of less than a month, we went from, let's talk about that.
No, man, less than a month. Most people take a long time to move up in rank, but in less than a month, we made it to a position that's called director. And I said to my wife, I said, you know what? You always hear people say, I borrowed from Peter to pay Pam. And then I say, well, I borrowed from OPM to pay Visa and MasterCard. Well, we didn't need to, because within less than a month, you know, bills were being paid, you know, and, you know, to be grateful for that, you know, when you know a lot of people are losing their jobs and everything, you know, times are really hard, and we hear about times being rough. This is more than being rough, you know, this is really, really the bottom of the line. And to see the simplicity and everything, the generosity of the company itself, to be able to give you bonuses and money.
Let me stop you for a second.
Awesome.
Just to put this in perspective, because the fact of the matter is that a director, they give you 6 months to do that.
Correct.
We did that in less than 5 weeks.
We actually did it in 4 weeks to be exact.
Yeah. So
4
that's
weeks.
right. But who's counting? We are. Why? We're competitive, guys. Just so you know,
Yeah.
Dr. Jonathan used to do. We go to unicorn tournaments, we go to all types
Yeah.
of tournaments, and competition is freaking fun. Even right
Yeah.
now, him and I have a friendly game of competition, and we having a freaking ball about it. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. That's
Because,
awesome.
of course, this is the only industry that, regardless of how ugly you are, how skinny, how fat, how tall, if you got one leg and one eye, you can be successful here. It doesn't
That's
matter
right.
what color, what creed, what language you speak.
There's no discrimination.
That's not just talk, guys. That's
Yeah.
the actual fact. And it's also pandemic free. Here we
Hmm.
were in our own home, and in the first week, we can see where we got at least most of my money back in a week.
And
Anything
then
after
some.
that is their money, right? Anything after that is the money of the company.
Hmm.
And then by the third week, we already had way ahead of the money we invested because we were managers.
And the manager bonus.
The manager bonus was something that blew me
That's
away, guys. Did
awesome.
not expect to see numbers like that. Now, mind you, guys, just so you know, the way it worked was that I got a nice manager's bonus, which also helped Dr. Jonathan get a nice manager bonus. And for the first time, I can honestly say that I could have helped my girlfriend and my mother. And I said, wait a minute, once
Hmm.
I started working, I said, wait a second. I saw that I can actually earn even more money by helping more people. And when I help people that
Right.
are, that are important to you. So go about that for a second. You started jumping and making moves, but then all of a sudden, your wife
Hmm.
got a bonus too, didn't she?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, it's unbelievable because when we say, there's no I in team, this is a true belief of there's no I in team because right here, if you don't help your team, you don't also grow. So the idea is you want to help your team, you want them to be successful. And I've got people in my team telling me, I never made money before. This quickly? No way. It took me 6 months to a year before I started seeing getting my money back, at least breaking even. And
Guys,
we
just so
hear they're
you
doing
know,
it boom like that,
just so
weeks.
you know, in most companies, the first time we get paid is a few single digits.
That's true.
It's the truth. And that's not the fun. They always have what would be a quick start program or something that pays your fund, but then you get your first what would be what you're gonna retire off of, and it's about, let's say it's $10 and they charge you three to cut the check. It was something
Mm,
ridiculous like that back in the days.
yeah.
And then we had to go to meeting after meeting, and pick up and wait for people, and you get mad because like you're not
Mm.
my brother no more, because not that we don't go to that roller coaster right here, but it's a lot easier now because we can do it at the
Yeah,
convenience of our home without having to pick up.
yeah.
So as the world was going crazy, literally people were dying. I had five
Hmm.
of my friends die in a week, and then there was a tragedy that happened for you. Let's talk about that for a
Yeah,
second.
no,
Yeah.
I mean, that is amazing. For like 2 days, I was like out of it completely. I was shocked. I had upset stomach. Everything was bothering me. And why? Because three doctors, friends of mine, and the funny part about it is they're all relative. In their household, six people died, five brothers, one uncle. In 1 week, the sister who's a doctor got sick, went to the hospital. They told her that it was just the flu and this, that it had nothing to do with what we're going through today. So she calls her other brother, her older brother, who's a doctor. He says, "Oh, don't worry, I'll be there in a couple of hours. I'll take care of you and everything." But before he got there, she already had infected her brother, her younger brother, her son, and everybody else in the family. So by the time he got there, he didn't protect himself because he said, "Oh, they told her it was just a flu." So he started, working on her and everything. And the next thing, within that same week, it was bang, bang, bang. Each one was, you know, dying. So when he went to the hospital, I was in touch with the wife constantly every day. The wife said, I think we're gonna beat it because right now he's stable. He doesn't have any pains or anything like that. So I think we're out of the clear. We're in the clear. So on Saturday when I called her, she said, she was in tears. She said, we just lost him. I was like, couldn't believe it because for the last 8 years, him and I have been working together constantly, referring each other to patients or asking about, hey, we have this patient, what will you do? Or if he has some patient and they had a problem, he told me, hey, how would you resolve this? So we were constantly in touch for the last 8 years. So when I saw that, it was like, wow, it was like a part of me, dying. I was like, oh my God, who am I going to be able to have that relationship with you? So that really shocked me a lot. And I was like really hurt. I was in tears. Everything really got to me a lot. And when you see things like that, you're like, why couldn't I have done something? Because if I would have known, I would have done something for him, but it was too late. I couldn't do anything. Everything just happened, boom, 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 within a week. And to lose, close friends of yours and everything. And one of the things too that got to me was my mom. She's 90 years old, and she told me, says, son, I don't want you to see any patient. I want you to stay home. I said, Mom, I'm not seeing any patients right now. I'm at home. She said, that's the best thing you could do. Stay home, son, because I know you're there. I know you care for people and you want to help people, but who's going to help you? You got to look out for yourself too also as well. Just be very careful. And when you do, if you have an emergency or something, you got to help someone, double protect yourself, put double mask, put gloves, do anything you got to do. But please take care of yourself. And I said, yes, Mom, I'll do that. And every day I call her and I told her, I said, Mom, I'm taking care of myself. How are you yourself? She said, I'm taking care of myself too. So those are things that now what we see nowadays that you can't help but tell everybody, hey, don't put your guards down. This is serious. But one of the most important things, regardless of this, what are you doing for your nutrition? What are you doing to take care of your health? And that's the key, because a lot of people, they have money to spend to go out to dinner, do this, do that, and they leave their health for last. Health should be your priority. You got to take care health seriously, and that's priority. So if you're giving yourself food, that's food that you're gonna give yourself anyway. So why not? Ask yourself, why not?
Well, so in Taekwondo and in karate, we learn the chest block, the high block, and the low block. But we say the best block is the strong immune system. That's going to keep you safer
Without a
than
shadow of a doubt.
anything else. And nutrition, not food, but nutrition. And what's the difference? Sometimes the food that we actually have does not have nutrition inside of it. It's food, but it's not nutrition. So can you talk about that for a second? The quality of what
the quality of food nowadays is ridiculous, because with all the pesticides and everything, the microwave, everything, the pollution out there, all the farms being polluted and everything's getting affected. So we're eating stuff that is hurting our system. We're not getting any nutrition, but by the time we're getting is pretty much fiber. Basically it's going through a column, but nutritional value, it doesn't have anything. Organic food, okay, organic food is going to have, let's say, maybe 95% of the value in it, but you still need that 5% extra to help yourself, so the quality is not there today,
second. So you're not talking as a doctor in this case, because, guys, tell me if I'm wrong. A Harvard graduate doctor, I understand that they get between 4 and 6 hours in the entire career on nutrition. So you're not talking from a doctor standpoint.
No. When I went to med school, I got 2 hours of nutrition. That's all I got in nutrition.
Wow.
That's why when I graduated, I went and I took a whole year of nutrition. I became certified in nutrition. Why? Because ever since, like you said, we've tried martial arts and everything since childhood. Since I was 9 years old, I was in martial arts. So how do I take care of my body? How do I go to my friends, relatives, people, and advise them, to better their health, besides traditional medicine, so I needed to have that solid background, that education, and it's very important. And nowadays,
hold on a second. But you also went to China. What is that about? So you didn't
China,
just take it. So technically, you're 3 different people.
Yeah, in a way, because, like I told people, I say, I know both sides of the coin. I know Eastern and Western, both, together, and the nutrition to go along with it. I took the leap of faith. I went to China. I studied in China. I studied at one of the #1 hospital in Beijing, which they did both medicine, Eastern and Western, they did both. And it was awesome. I really enjoyed it a lot. I really, communicate. I even learned the language, which was good too. Now, through this time that we're going through, I'm reviewing the language now, because I want to get to a point where I can actually go back and speak it again, because the only thing that I know a little bit of Korean here and there from the Taekwondo, because of our instructors. You and I, we came from the same instructors. You had Tiger Kim, I had Punky Kim, so we have relatives that they were family members, so that's why we're training brothers, and we're actually almost brothers, so that's why, when you look at this thing, you can't help but want to help as much people as you can. And when I saw what we had, I said, wow, the nutritional contents and everything that was involved, I said, man, this is a no-brainer. This is something really, really can go out there and make a difference for people.
All right, so in my case, I only knew the quality of the product based on my performance since I already had lost weight and I was working out. And I do these things called the lay down kicks, which I believe is probably the best way to do it. So you don't have to worry about balance. You work on the quality of the technique without jeopardizing your joints, because that's really why it gets people injured. And I do these 50 kicks normally. Now the week before that, I did 60 just to try to push the envelope. And that extra 10 kicks time, 10 reps times 5 kicks on both sides, meaning just immediately 100 more kicks. Oh my God, I had to take an extra day rest because my glutes and my hips were like, what are you doing? So I got the product on Friday, blew me away. How can you do that? Basically, it came in a day because Wednesday night is when I ordered it. They couldn't get it until shipped out until the next day, but from one day from Pennsylvania to the Bronx, and they did it.
Wow.
They live on Sundays too, which is crazy. Your guys come from Tennessee, so it takes a little longer. Plus, you're on the other side of the coast, so it takes a little while longer, just for whatever's worth. Anyhow, so by accident, I went from my 50 kicks to 60. I'm like, oh man, but I didn't realize that. I said, wait a second, but I don't feel the same thing. Like, we know that when we're working out, once we leave it, hitting what would be threshold, you start, it starts to get heavy. Things start to change a little bit. And I went right past 60. I'm saying, wait a second. And I got scared. Like, let me stop at 75. Because if 60 made me hurt for a day, 75 can make me hurt for a few days. The following day, and my protocol is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Rest, guys. Rest. It's very important, especially when you're a little older, and I am 54. So Friday, I worked out. Saturday, I'm confused on some of the days too, guys, when it comes to the pandemic, even though we're trained on the Saturday, but since my body wasn't hurting me, and I was kind of the days based on thinking about the possibilities of Isagenix. Is this going to be the right one? Is it going to really help? All my life, I've been waiting to help as many people as possible. They're already in 14 countries. Is this going to be it? So I was a little fuzzy. On Saturday, based on the fact that my body didn't hurt, I thought it was time to work out. And I said, oh, wait a second. No, I worked out yesterday. Ma, it's Saturday. Oh my God. I was like, why am I not feeling it? By that Monday, I did 100 kicks.
Wow, that's awesome.
And it felt like the 50. And I was like, oh my God. Now, we both know this, guys. And your body has always been attacked by oxidative stress. Oxidative stress comes from free radicals. And free radicals also come from breathing in and out. Just breathing in free radicals. Now, when you add what would be the stress, and you know that this is probably the highest stress level of our entire life, not just one person, collectively. So the cortisol in our body is going through the roof, which is not a good amino acid, but making us actually more sick or potential to die. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no. But you got to remember one thing. The oxidative, there's the enzymes, the most powerful enzyme in our body is superoxidase dismutase, catalase, and dismutase. But the mitochondria in the cell, that's what produces the energy. That's what
the center of the cell.
produces.
Guys, again, he went off on a tangent there because, of course, he's a doctor. So the cell is circular, and the center of the cell is the mitochondria, and that's where the energy of the cell is.
Yeah, within the cell itself, there's a mitochondria that produces what's called ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate. That produces the energy. So by having the ability to have the right nutrition, you're going to multiply and have more mitochondria, giving you that energy so you don't feel tired all day. But think about one thing. If we didn't have enough mitochondria, in our body, and we didn't do something about it, we all be dying. Why? Because the heart is the only thing in our body that requires a lot of mitochondria, because it beats every 24 hours there. You can't tell the heart, oh, stop beating for an hour, go take a rest, and then come back. No, it needs that palpitation, needs to send that blood, throughout the body and everything. So the more mitochondria we have in our body, the more energy we're going to have, the more be able to combat and fight all those free radicals and everything in our body, by having the right enzymes and the right free radicals in our body.
So basically, what you're telling me is that, so what you're saying is that what's in the compounds that we're consuming literally helps the body perform the way it's supposed to perform. So it accelerates.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
And that's the difference, guys. Because when it comes down to it, our body was made perfect. We mess things up. And if we're able to support the body to create what would be the antioxidants, then we reduce inflammation, hence more circulation and less pain. Am I right?
Exactly. Your recuperation period is going to be less because the inflammation period, it decreases at the same time, even though you're working out more, but you're not damaging the tissue and the muscles as much as if you were not giving it the nutrients that the body needs to recuperate and heal itself. So you're giving the right nutrients so that you have the proper healing process. So
Well,
that's why it's awesome.
and that's the whole thing, guys, that it sounds so cool, but I'm not that smart to break it down to everybody. Try this for a few days. Let me know how you feel. If it works, great. We can have another conversation. If it doesn't, get the money back.
Yep. And one thing, don't forget, have you ever seen a company? Because we all, we've had experience before and we say, oh, he's a millionaire. That's a millionaire. Well, when am I going to be able to get there? But a company has 323 millionaires in the last month produced 6 millionaires.
When we joined, that wasn't the number. That wasn't the number.
That's crazy.
Okay,
that's crazy.
now I'm going to tell you something that we had a conversation and we went, let's talk about the company in itself for a second. In the first few weeks of the company, I had a chance to share the podium with a billionaire. Now, it was a virtual podium, and I was doing the testimonial based on what I was saying, but it was a billionaire. That was like the coolest thing to me, to think that, because technically speaking, if we were in a live location, I mean, I would have been sharing the podium with what would have been a speaker that was a billionaire, Just Kathy Kova, co-founder of Isagenix. So that was really cool. But then something that was really cool was that my mother experienced the product. And when she started doing testimonials, what you thought about that?
That was awesome. The energy your mom had, she felt like if she was in her early 30s or mid 20s. Just the energy itself. Even if you didn't take a look at her, if you're talking to her on the phone, you're like, oh my God, I wonder what she's taking. That's awesome, man. She's awesome, man. That lady's got a heart of gold.
And then my girlfriend Louis did something completely out of character. She did not one but 2 different videos on testimonials, and she mentioned something that a lot of women would not want to admit, and that was about the hot flashes. What did you think about that?
That's amazing for someone who's as shy as she is and has the potential that she has to grow and bloom. Is unbelievable. She's going to be a star in our team, just from what she has done in this little bit of time, because we're talking about just maybe 8 weeks, 9 weeks, that's tops, so, and to see that growth is amazing. I've never seen something like that grow that fast within our team, and forget it. So I know Lulu is going to be taking it off the roof.
And then we had a lady by the name of Jazz, whose mother was laying in bed with Alzheimer's, and the dementia kicked in, and she was laying in bed crying because she has arthritis in her leg. So Jazz got psyched up when I gave her some of the products. She became a customer that she started training herself. Even though initially she had her son and her daughter trained, she started coming to train herself. And she called me one day. She said, "Can I speak to your mother?" And first she asked me, "You think this would be okay for me to give something to my mom?" I said, "It's a botanical. I believe that it would be probably smart to at least test it." And she called me a few days after, asking for my mother. I'm thinking, that's kind of rude. Don't want to talk to me. And what it was, I heard my mom say, "Déjala, si quiere déjala," which means, translation, if she wants to do it, let her do it. And I asked Mom, "What is it?" She said, "Oh, her mother's not crying no more in bed, and she wants to clean the house."
Oh my God.
So Jazz was afraid that she was going to fall down. So now Jazz says, "I don't know if I should keep giving it to her." I say, "Why? She doesn't feel better." She says, "Yes, but she's driving me crazy. I got to watch this. She's going to go out the door because she is like a 2-year-old kid once they start walking." That's what happened with my mother. My mother, I don't know if you saw the video, but I caught her one day before 9 o'clock in the morning, and like, "What are you doing?" And I scared her, and she was making a shake.
Oh my God.
So I've been documenting my mother, and I've been documenting myself. Just earlier today, there was 2 gentlemen who in the last few days haven't been able to take the stuff because they ran out of product and they have a little financial challenges. So they're gonna go both go to my home, and I'm gonna have my mother front them some stuff, right?
But you see, talking about your mom, there's one thing that your mom did you haven't mentioned yet, but I'm going to share something with you because I learned it from your mom actions. Your dog, she was giving the dog the actual Isagenix with a little bit of peanut butter. My dog I have a little schnauzer, he's about maybe 6 pounds. And for the last 3 days, she hasn't been wanting to eat or anything. She's not that old. She's only 8 years old. But I said, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing Jerry's mom did. So I took the little pill, put a little bit of peanut butter, and I gave her first. She started licking it, and she goes, okay. So she took it, and I was like, oh my God. And it's only been a day, but you can't say, oh, there's a placebo. Of course, they're going to say they're feeling well. The dog is more active. You're seeing the dog is now, moving around and doing things, and like, oh my God, this is all. Everybody who has a pet should give their pets.
All right. So let me ask you a question. You being experienced as you are, did you think honestly that it might have been in your head too?
At first, yes. At first, because from all the products we've taken and all the companies saying take this, take that, because it's going to do this, you started thinking and you say, could it be possible? Nah, it doesn't. It's just something that make But when you actually start saying, hey, I can sleep better. Oh my God, this doesn't hurt as much as it used to. How can you explain that? I mean, it's what we have. Yesterday, I got a phenomenal testimonial, which you should interview him. He was working on his yard. He's got an acre land. He was working on the acre land. He said normally his main property, he has two. His main property is a half acre. He doesn't even get to do half a day when he can't even wake up for the next couple of days. He finished working on a 1 acre land, went back and worked on half acre land, and woke up the next day like nothing happened. That was yesterday. He shared that with me. That's Anibal. Anibal shared that with me yesterday. I was like, oh my God, I'm blown away. He says, Doc, I'm calling you because I need you to explain this to me. Why is this happening to me? I'm like,
so what he's going through is he's thinking, is it me? I mean, it's like my student, my student says to me, I said, so how is it? He says, sir, my what do you call it? My heel spurs. And I'm thinking, I don't know what heel spurs are. I know what shin splints are, but I assume, of course, that it would be that his heels were hurting. I said, well, what about him? He said, didn't you see the way I walk? I said, I thought you were going to get your bad back. He said, oh, I got a bad back, but it's because of my heels. I'm like, oh my God. Yes. So he says, they don't hurt no more. I'm going to get off the prescribed ibuprofen, which means that it was a high dosage of it. And I was like, wow. And I spoke to him a few days after. I said, what else? He says, sir, what? Because he had this knee brace. I was like, RoboCop. And I'm like, you know what I'm talking about, maybe the support on the side. And because you figure if your heels hurt and your knee hurt and your back, because that's all interconnected, guys. If you have a bad knee, if your heel hurts and your knee hurts and your back gonna hurt, he's looking at his hip that hurts. Because it's all interconnected, right? Disalignment. Again, we're going on to kinesiology now.
And I'll tell you a little something on that after you finish. Go ahead.
Anyway, so he says, I am not wearing my knee brace. And it's been now over a month and a half. He's still not wearing his knee brace. And he says 90%. At this point, I'm going to get an update. Plus, he lost 4 pounds in that month.
All right, so that is awesome. That is awesome. But talking about knees, I've been having pains on my knee, on the side, mostly on the side of the leg, on the left leg, all the way on the side and everything. So I told my wife, I said, it could be sciatic too, associated with the sciatic nerve and everything and the knees and everything. But it's been for 4 months and I've been trying everything you could think of. I've been on the product 2 months, but I was just taking the normal, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon or late afternoon. For the past week, I said, you know what, forget it. I started putting needles, acupuncture all down my legs and taking photos.
Acupuncture on yourself?
On myself. I do needles and everything.
Oh,
I put about maybe...
Guys, do you hear that? Making me stutter. So this guy, just the thought about acupuncture, just what is it? I mean, anyway.
No. You'll see you next time you come in. I'll show you. I'll be putting all these needles and everything. And I said, you know, I'm going to up it. I'm going to do, instead of 4, I'm going to do 8. And this morning when I woke up from having, because yesterday I was still having pain, but by increasing it just to 8, another 4, the pain dropped like 50% automatically right away. So I said, I'm going to stay on 4 for at least 6 months. I'm 8 total. So it'll be 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, another
Hey,
two
wait,
in
wait, wait,
the
wait, wait.
afternoon, another two at evening.
So I have a question. You're gonna double the dosage because the results are there. And you know that as a doctor, sometimes you gotta experiment. Sometimes it's one, sometimes it's two, sometimes it's
Yeah,
everyone's different. Everyone's different. First, we
exactly.
have pre-existing injuries, then we have to treat them accordingly, and we don't know until we try.
Mm-hmm.
But now, isn't that expensive?
It's more expensive if this gets worse and I need surgery. I'm gonna have to pay a lot more money for surgery. Knee surgery is not is expensive to have a knee replacement. You know, anything that has to do with either with the meniscus or anything that if it damages some long term the cartilages and everything that gets
Not
damaged.
counting the
So
pain and discomfort.
yeah, but now it's not expensive, and you know why? Because you could get your products for free, and I'm
Oh,
getting my products for free. So
wait,
why
wait,
not?
hold on a second. See, that was okay. So, guys, listen. I will be honest with you. The Cova family hooked us up because we don't get high on our supply because the supply wasn't even ours. I mean, it is, guys. We earned it, but I don't think I've ever. Okay, so we already addressed that issue. But let's say if it was, even though you're not having the isogenesis double, even though we do that sometimes, but in terms of this therapy, so that's basically taking the isogenesis twice, not the ICD. So that being the case, it's roughly about $5 a day,
$5 a day.
even if you double dose it.
Exactly. So you can't go wrong. I mean, I spend more money. Well, now because I don't go because of the situation I'm going through. But I used to have like a Starbucks every day. Or if my daughter was with me, I pick up from school. She said, "Daddy, can we go get a Starbucks?" I said, "Okay." She will get like, the Frappuccino, the one non caffeinated one, the bean one, is the one that she likes. So I would spend $10, $15 a day, and
Easily.
now for $5 a day now,
You got
and
double
now
dosage and treat yourself.
unbelievable.
And
And to
how
see
much
that my
how much would you be willing as a doctor? How much would you have been willing to pay not to have that pain?
oh my God, I'll pay anything. It's priceless because every day, you know, the pain feels, it's like almost like an arthritic pain, you know, it goes like right into your bones and it starts hurting and hurting. And you're like, what's going on? And you say to yourself, you know, I want to treat myself, but you're treating yourself. But as long as I keep treating myself on the outside and, you know, just trying to heal the nerves or calm the nerve, I got to give something on the inside. So it could be 50-50, a balance, a yin yang.
Hey,
You got to do the yin yang.
I got a story and I shared it today. A few days ago, I had a text. This guy's name is Irish Mike Brennan, who I saw him fight in 1981 in Madison Square Garden as a PK contender. And him and I became pretty good friends. And these are guys that are legends to me. And because of Grandmaster Joe Corley, we were in the Battle of Atlanta 2 years ago. And him and I have been, you know, keeping in contact via Facebook, thank God, or Facebook. And he was coming from Philadelphia, passing through Brooklyn. He says, "Let me go to the Bronx and see my guy." So I let him know what I was doing. He said, "I'll try it. I've had 17 operations. I'll try it." He sends me a text with an update. For the last 3 weeks, I have not been feeling any pain in my arthritic knee.
Wow,
I went
that's
to the
awesome.
doctor. The arthritis is still there, but I have no pain. And the only thing I'm doing differently is taking the product. Then he
That's
says,
awesome.
today, for the first time in years, I shadow boxed.
Wow, that's amazing.
So again, going back to testimonials and miraculous things. So this month, meaning just yesterday, I was able to get a bonus. Now, when we join this company or any company, that's these things called bonus or pools. And I never get to the level where I share no bonus pool, just so you know, guys. They're way into the future that you can't even reach them.
Right.
Then they also have things where the people win free products. And I ain't know nothing about free products. You know, everything I got, I had to pay for. And then I called you and I said, "Hey, we got a bunch of free products back there." And you were like, "What?" Yeah, man, you have some, because it's not just about what would be isogenesis, which helps you with the pain. There's also aromatherapy. And they send us some lemon. Now, the lemon thing freaked me out. My girlfriend says, I said, "How do you use that?" She says, "It could be used internal." I'm like, "Internal?"
Hmm.
It's lemon oil. It's lemon oil, highly concentrated lemon oil, so you can actually put it inside your body. That's what I've been putting in my water, so it's not that boring. Put a little lemon in the water, and then you can also put it in the machine, and then you can also put it inside of the coconut oil and put it as a texture if you want some lemon smell in your body. And I'm like, what the heck is this? So I called you and I said to you, hey, listen, we have some stuff in there. And what did you think about that?
Man, that was so awesome. That was shocking to me because I had $300 worth of product for only $9 shipping. I was like, oh my God, this company is unbelievable.
And the
I'm
shipping was
getting
like you said,
free.
what? It wasn't two shipping. They were like, no, we'll send it together.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So I'm getting free product. You mentioned about the bonus. I mean, those bonus pool, you like you say, you don't get them till like you're 2-3 years into the company.
How
You
about
start
the
getting these
cap? When
bonus
you
pool.
saw me wear a cap.
The cap, and then all of a sudden I went in. I said, I got to get my cap because I didn't get the email. And then all of a sudden, boom, I got the cap. And I'm like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden, when you go by reaching director, which we did it within our first month, boom, you get a beautiful shirt. I'm like, oh man, this company is awesome.
Wait, let
People
me
really need
tell you
to
something you
see
may
it.
not realize. That thing that you bought, that you got as the bonus, as long as you get 5 customers a month, you get all that stuff for free.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
Listen,
How hard,
my
that's
girl,
easy.
Luther just got hers.
Wow.
So if we
Unbelievable.
get 2 every month, we'll get the
Oils, the
coconut
oils.
oils with the $61 worth of that. Right?
Wow.
Now they just added another option in terms of the executive, the professional, I don't even know what it's called. No, but it's free stuff. They added another option. So there's 3 different options to it. You know?
Wow.
So every single month that you get 5, you also get the 2 combined for free.
Whoever does that, nobody does that. I'm
There's
telling
a
you.
story that I heard of our buddy Willie Morris, and he confirmed it yesterday with Kathy Cover there, which is kind of cool. And there was a trip that they were supposed to go to when we first started the company, and they didn't go, and they sent them $1,500, which is kind of cool. But that was to him and his wife. And then we found out yesterday that there was another trip that actually a few weeks ago, because guys, imagine having internal competition.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning not that the company is doing it, but that our team is doing it. And we really put a competition together. And congratulations, because you took 2nd place. I took 1st, guys, who's counting. And it was the amount of people, I will refer to most people in a month. And I was able to get my, what would be the athletic line. And then what did you get that time?
I got the blender. I got the blender to blend
I want
the
that
smoothie.
blender, Dad. I want to
It's
get
awesome.
that too.
It's awesome.
Maybe you can do a video recommendation of recipes. So what I do, okay, let's talk about that for a second. In the blender, what I do sometimes is I take my vanilla. Now, I use the plant-based one. So when I went and got my prize, I used it's called Nurtured by Nature, which had the plant-based and has the greens. So that's what I do now. I take the strawberry and I put the greens inside of it, right? And I got all my vegetables. And then I take a little bit of maple syrup, not no sugar, talking about maple syrup that I get from Aldi's, and I put it on top of it and I mix it and I have my breakfast.
Wow,
Incredible
awesome. It's incredible.
smoothie.
No, the taste of it, I mean, it tastes delicious.
Oh,
I
by
take
the way, with
one
water,
scoop
with
of
water, guys, water.
I never add no milk. I take 1 scoop of the cookies and cream, 1 scoop of the chocolate mint, and you blend it together. Oh my God. Now
Wait
you
a
want to make
second.
it.
That sounds like a sexy coffee too, like a little.
That is the bomb. Take 1 cookies and cream, 1 scoop. Take 1 scoop of the chocolate mint, and if you want to go above and beyond, take a teaspoon of peanut butter, blend it all. Oh my God, you're gonna have
Forget
the treat.
about it, guys. This is recipes
It's
by
a treat.
Dr. Jonathan. Hey, maybe you could do a video in the near future on that, and I'll show you some of mine.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. No, that'd be awesome. Sharing some of this stuff.
This is another thing
Definitely.
that was so cool, right? So we got into these competitions that was done by, like I said, our buddy Willie and Digna, props to them. And literally, they were supposed to go on to another trip. So what the company did was they sent them the gifts that they would have got at the trip. Now these trips, they qualified for them, and they had no idea how they would qualify, because they were just running like you and I. We were just running. We didn't know
Just running.
we
Yeah.
would barely take it, but we were just trying to go through at least the director line. You know, and again, it gives us. They gave the average person gets 6 months to do that. In our case, we did it in less than 6 weeks. That's the 5 weeks, to be honest with you, which is awesome. 4 weeks and a few days. Anyhow, so what happened was they didn't go on the trip, and this time around they sent them $4,000. But you know what they didn't realize? I don't know if you realize this. A piece.
What? What? I thought it was 4 for both.
Like,
Oh my God, that's awesome, man.
She reminded me yesterday. She said, "Didn't you listen?" I'm thinking, sometimes I don't listen to all the details. I'm thinking, I gotta get something. I gotta get there. So sometimes I don't get something. And yes, it was a piece. Now, what did they do? They turned around and had a contest where they gave away a substantial amount of money that comes into your cash app. For 1 week, I won it, and it was for my girlfriend Lloyd did. And she was able to get a nice little cash app into on Monday. Boom.
Wow.
2 weeks after, my mother, who actually recruited 6 people, Lloyd won when she recruited 6 people. But 6 people wasn't enough for first place, it was second place. There was still more money. He took, in other words, they took the monies a portion of the money that he gave them for not going onto the trip, and they shared it as an incentive of competition. That's our leadership. Now,
the generosity that these guys have is awesome, man. Digna and Willie, they're above and beyond.
Now, I got a phone call from John Myers a few weeks back too. He was also offering himself, and of course, David MacArthur. I mean, come on, what can we say about that?
No, Dave. I mean, from mechanic to millionaire, and the heart of gold that he has. I mean, because you start thinking to yourself, a person who's a millionaire, why would he have to do all these calls, 3 ways, calls every week and everything? He should be flying, being in Hawaii, go to here, there. But it's a dedication, the love and passion that he has for what we have today, that he wants to share with one. He wants everybody to be where he's at today. And that's big. You just can't make that up. That's awesome. Dave is awesome.
Sometimes I feel guilty because when they do the mastermind, even though they don't call it that, and they cross-reference what would be a business book and the Bible, and it's all recorded, I'm like, this is some heavy duty stuff. He even broke down what would be frequency. This guy's a sharp guy. So we got all these audios and videos that are there for free, going back way before we joined. And I'm like, to have access to that, you would normally have to pay top dollar. Am I wrong?
Exactly. Yeah. Look at Anthony Robbins, all those GoPro, all those conference, all those trainings. That's big bucks. You got to pay for that. You got to get over here, we get it. People are not taking advantage. They need to get it online every single day to educate themselves, better themselves. I get on the call, every single call. If it's 3-4 a day, I get 3-4 days, I log in. Why? Because I want to educate myself, because it's been such a short time, and eventually later on, we're going to have to do what they're doing. Share the word, share the experience, help
We're babies. We really are babies. We're not even here 3 months yet.
No, man.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
So let's talk about that for a second. So you and I got up and we started running. And then we started walking, because after a while you get a little tired. And then we lost a little momentum. But I believe it was more psychological momentum, because it wasn't too much after we found out about what happened. But remember, when you're sharing how that family went through that tragedy, you know what it did to me, right? It opened up.
Of course. And same thing happened to me. Same thing. And you see, it's funny the way the universe works and everything, because I was here in my house in Florida thinking, oh, am I the only one going through this? And then you're there in the Bronx thinking the same thing. Am I the only one going through this? And then suddenly we get on a call that same day and we share the same experience and our feelings that we're both going through the same thing. So it's like deja vu. It's unbelievable, So it's going to be times that you're going to go through these rough times, but those are little bumps, rocks on the road. You just got to get up, say next, pat yourself on the back and say, I can do it. Let's move on.
But I'm going to say something. You did something to me about 2 weeks ago that messed up my sleeping. And what it was I made a public commitment saying, guys, within the next 3 years, I'm going to be a millionaire. And then what did you say?
We both going to be millionaire before 3 years.
You said
sooner than that.
You said
exactly in 2
years.
In 2
We
years.
we were in a three-way, and I sent my girl to sleep, and then you and I kept talking.
Oh, we're still about 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning. We're just shooting our brains off.
But it's real. You know what she told me?
Yeah.
Do you know what she told me the other day, Ludwig?
What?
I'm gonna be a millionaire in this company.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
The fact that she said that to me, I was like, oh my gosh.
We have
Because
everything.
to say something like that, most people would never have the audacity to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, Kathy Kovar was talking about some strategies that we heard in the past, but it really worked. And that was the
White boy.
when
Yep.
you turn around and you have your dream board, you take a board that's just white and you start putting all the things that you want, not what you don't want, but what you want, then your brain and your action starts going into that direction.
In that direction.
Now, can you tell me honestly, as a physician
Mm-hmm.
and a nutritionalist, etc., east and west, when it comes to that, would you advise me to be around positive people and focus on the future of the good things in terms of helping my health? Is that alone enough to help? If that alone helps me better than what most people are doing?
I mean, that's above and beyond. Why? Because when you're positive, when you're feeling good, that you're going to transmit that feeling, those actions, everything, the way you're going to portray that. And people are going to see that. Even if you don't want to, if you want to avoid it, you can't avoid it. You know, they say, I want what he's having, you know, and we can't help it because what we've experienced, and I say it again like a broken record, we've only been here 10 weeks, you know, and within 10 weeks, we experienced more than what we've done in a year and somewhere else.
Now, what happens when it comes to endorphins and all those drugs that we actually have that we create in our body when we are excited and moving towards the things that we want?
Mm-hmm. No, you're giving the body what the body needs. The body's being happy and telling you, thank God for receiving what I'm receiving. And that's going to give you the energy and enthusiasm to go out there and make it happen, you know. And you're not going to take no for an answer. You're going to, oh, you don't want it? Okay, fine. I'll come back to you later on. And you're going to go moving forward because you want to help as many people as you can right away. That's why right now it's like nonstop. Boom, 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 boom. Of course, we know we're going to talk to 20 people. Maybe 2 may say yes. You know, that's okay. Maybe all 20 may say no, but they'll come back because they're going to say, I want what Jerry and Dr. J have. I want to be a part of that. And 2 years from now, all your 5 kids don't have to worry about anything. My daughter doesn't have to worry about anything. My student loans will be zero, will be paid off. Why? Because this way, instead of paying the IRS or paying back government more money, I'm paying the student loan, which is still federal. So I'll be paying my student loans with the money that I'm getting, and everybody's going to win. It's going to be a win-win situation.
So listen, I got to say one thing, and I know you long enough. You have never, ever acted like this. What's up with that?
No, this is all. I've never seen so much generosity. The people, the owner of the company, giving everything they have. Bonuses pool from a company you and I both know. You don't get to participate until after 100,000 in volume. Over here, they're having everybody experience that at a manager level. I mean, my God, if there's anything you could do, just get to manager. The least you could do. Because
We
you're going
get
to be
we
experiencing
get there in 2 weeks, guys. We can show you how to do it. It's just 2
2 weeks.
two.
You and I did it in one. You and I did it
Yeah.
in 1 week.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
being too generous.
Yeah.
They could do it in 1 week.
Listen, now, mind you, guys, we have experienced in this industry some crazy stuff, and sometimes it can make you a little paranoid and even scared. A few weeks into this program, we actually weren't sure, and you made a phone call right into the
Yeah.
not sure. Hey, I think something funny is happening right now. And what did you discover? That it wasn't the case, huh?
No, that wasn't the case, man. This is real. This is real what we're having
Legitimate,
right
right?
now.
People have done some stuff to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, of course, you're gonna have, you know, like the bad person here and the good person here telling you, don't do this, and you're like, I gotta do it, you gotta do it, you gotta do it. And it's the truth. People will talk if they don't know. Once they know the simplicity and what we have a gold mine. If you really set goals and you say, I really want to get out of what I'm at today, and I want to be able to have my financials secure, you know, for the rest of my life and for my family and their kids. If you analyze the simplicity of this program, you'll be running as fast as we're running, or even faster than what we're running.
So I have a question. This weekend, Friday, was a good possibility, Willie, yourself, me, doing day, and how people get together on Friday. That in itself is pretty cool. And by the way, it was financed by Isagenix. Anyhow,
awesome.
but in addition to that, this weekend, the company goes from 14 countries. By the way, I'm getting paid out of 4 countries.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I think you see it in there too.
Yeah,
because we're literally connected by the hip. United States, UK,
Korea.
South Korea, and Canada. Now, the interesting part was that South Korea wasn't really me, but it was one of my students, Mike Modero. England was me, and Canada was you. But have you ever got paid from 4 different countries?
Nope. And not only that, I'm speaking right now as we speak to a doctor, a very well-known doctor in Switzerland, who wants to be a part of this, and we're going into Switzerland, and that's going to be on both of our side, you and I, because I want you to share that same pie as mine, and I'm putting that on the right side as soon as he commits, and that will have Switzerland.
So wait a second. The more you hook people up, the better you get. Is that what you're telling me?
That's right. Everybody's going to win. It's a win-win situation, man.
Guys, just to be fair, we've always wanted to help people, but in other businesses, the reach is just too far. Like, you can't reach out that far. But the way here, you can determine how you can hook people up to keep them motivated, because keep them, so to speak. I have done things for people that I've always wanted to do, but I could never do it because the business structure didn't allow that. Can you attest to that?
100%. Just think of one thing. We have 2 arms, a left arm and a right arm, right? So now over here, it's like you have 2 business, a left business and a right business. That's all. You don't have to go anywhere else. So anybody participating in your business, we all going to help each other. We're all going to benefit from each other, because there's nowhere else to grow. You don't have to worry about your business growing anywhere else. Keep your business and your family together. We're all in the same family. We're all together. One team, one family.
But for real, not just talk, guys. And what I mean by that is this. I have 2 gentlemen today who ran out of product, who are in the financial situation. I say, yeah, but in the process, of doing the right thing, I'm willing to work with the willing. You work with the willing. Now, there's some other people that disappear.
Exactly.
And it doesn't mean you close the door. You keep the trail open. They know where you're going, and you keep it open. And even some of them that are your relatives. Now, the excitement when I talk to them about picking up some stuff, the sadness of not having the same energy. Dr. Johnson, would you be willing to do me a favor and don't take the product for a week?
No way, you're crazy. What are you on? What are you taking, man? Because I don't want none of that.
Come on, there's a little pain in the knee, just a little bit. I mean, it hurt yesterday.
No way, man. Those shakes, man, that's the first thing I get out of bed. That's the first thing I'm having. The shake with my little greens and everything in there. Awesome.
What I do that's embarrassing is that I know there's still a little bit on the bottom, so I put some water in and I shake it and I get the last drop.
Hey, every bit counts. Every little drop counts.
No, you don't do the same thing, do you?
Yeah, I don't put the water, but I just hold the glass until I see that everything is gone.
I got a video of my mother going, your parents tell you don't smack your lips. When you're eating something, make sure you chew properly. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? She's like, what? I'm like, what the heck is going on? She's completely out of character. She's going back in time as a child now. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I'm over there in the room and she comes in there dancing. This is crazy. We've heard of people feeling better now. For whatever it's worth, a lot of people telling me that I look younger.
Me too. Same thing they've told me. It's because of the weight. Because during this time, not exercising, not doing anything, I gained weight. The stress made me gain weight. And that's why I can tell that this product, there's no hype. It's not a placebo or anything like that. Because when you're not doing any physical activity and you're losing the weight and you're looking better and you're sleeping better, hello, something's going on. So that's why when I decided to join the challenge, I said, you know what? I don't want to hurt my body. I'm going to take the first 2 months, just lose weight. And then I'm going to take the next 2 months and start working out, because I wanted to first test it for myself, because a lot of people are not going to work out. Be honest. A lot of people are not going to work out, and they're in it to lose some weight because I gain weight. I want to lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds here and there. So if you're going to tell them that they're going to lose, regardless whether they're exercising or not, you want to make sure that you're telling them the truth. If not, they're going to come back to you and say you're a liar. So I don't want to hurt my credibility, as a doctor. So when I saw what it was doing, not only to me, but to my daughter, to my wife, also losing weight, I'm like, hello, everybody should be on this. There's no excuse, no excuse. Everybody get on the product right away because it's awesome.
One of the things unique, I believe, about this company that I knew about a while ago, people know that going through what would be a cleanse is a process that you have 100 versions of it, and they're all pretty complicated. It's somewhat dangerous because it makes you weak. Now, we went through a cleanse, and there's a 9-day cleanse, there's a 5-day cleanse, all types of stuff. And we went through what would be an 11-day team cleanse. Let's talk about that for a second.
Oh, that was a great experience. I've done cleansings before in the past, but not like this, to that extent and everything. And the way we did it as a team, I even included my family. I included my daughter, included my wife. But my daughter, my wife, for all of us, it was the first time doing it with the product itself. But they say, you know what? One day was good enough for them. They did one day. They said, I'm not doing the following day. I did all 4 days. I did the 2 days the first week and the 2 days the last week, on top of the other stuff that we did during the 11 day. The experience, the energy, the way I felt and everything was mind-boggling. The weight loss in itself was mind-boggling. Just 11 days. So if you say, can I turn around somebody's health around in 11 days? Yes, I can. If they're willing to do what you tell them to do step by step, their life is going to turn around and change within 11 days. So that's what we have in our hand. That's what the 11 day did for me. Proved to me that what we have is gold.
Dr. Jonathan, with your reputation and all these years that you've put in as a physician, etc., have you ever done this amount of information or testimonial about any company?
Nope, never. You always you always say, oh, try this because it's good, but you wasn't 100% sure. But with this, seeing what we've seen so far in the last 10 weeks, I can honestly say, without a shadow of doubt, do it. As a matter of fact, I call one of my patients. She's going to come this week. I say, in the past, have I told you something that didn't turn out to be what I said? She goes, no, always. I said, okay, so I want to change your health. Come to my house. I'm going to give you a consultation, and I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do. She said, don't say anymore. I'll be there this week. Because I know that I'm going to give her great advice and great supplements, above and beyond what anything she's taking right now. She's not going to do a business. I have already 2 patients of mine who've been on the challenge. They signed up for the Ice Body Challenge. I speak to them on a weekly basis. They're having a phenomenal turnaround, and they don't know that this is also a business attached to this. And I want to keep it that way for now.
And that's interesting, guys, because normally when you're part of a business, in order for you to earn income, you need additional business partners. And in this case, what was unique, what threw me off in the first week, there was a contest where they had 5 new customers by Mother's Day. And I was hurt because I only had 3. The other 2 were associates in the business. Then I got a congratulations for Willie. Congratulations, you got 5. I'm like, no, man, I missed it. I missed it by 2. He said, no. Every associate is a customer first. So you got it. I was like, what?
I know. That's awesome. That is awesome.
And that was an additional few $100 in the beginning, which was awesome. But then it also gave points towards a place called Fiji.
That's going to be phenomenal when we go to Fiji next year.
But it's almost like, not that I do not want to go to Fiji, but today we don't know what's going to happen when it comes to trips like that. And there's a possibility that we won't go to Fiji, but they may give us a compensation. Anyway you put it, oh my God.
You can't go wrong. You can't. You're not wasting your time. It's a win-win situation. If this gets resolved between now and the Fiji, we all go to Fiji. But if not, like you just said just now, the compensation, the rewards they're going to give you is unbelievable. Why? Because that's who they are. They're very generous. They really feel like if you really work hard to earn something, why not reward you regardless of whether you went on that trip or not? You know, other companies will say, oh, sorry, we didn't make it. You can't go, you know, and I've seen it before, and I've seen it in the past with other companies, what they did, you know, to me and my family, you know, so that's why I'm comparing, you know, apple to apples, you know, so.
So it was interesting. I had this experience. There was two experiences that I had, actually, a few more than that. One in particular was really interesting. They shipped me the wrong thing in terms of a free prize. That included the shipping, by the way. So when they gave me the prize, there was no shipping with that so-called prize, the cap and the shirt and the hat, right? Which kind of was interesting. Instead of sending me the shirt, they sent me a sweater for women where the thumb goes in, which is more an advanced thing, really nice stuff. So I contacted them, and they sent me the new, you know, shirt. And I'm thinking, well, they're gonna send me a shipping label. So I just obviously sent back the sweater. I gave the sweater to my daughter.
Wow. Wow.
Getting actually, I'm like, what the heck is this about? Now, that's one experience. Another experience which was really, really interesting to me. One of my students, I should say one of my childhood friends, Grandmaster James Kim. Thanks for telling Kim.
I know him. The twin brothers.
Literally made an order by accident, and he did it retail. So he says, you think we can call the company? And normally, who wants to call a company in 2020 to be in this never-ending loop of an automated system where you're going to get frustrated? But I had experience, and I heard that other people had good experiences with that, including one of my customers. Same one with the knee and the heel. I got to find out what's up with his back now. Anyhow, so in less than 5 minutes, the whole issue was resolved. Customer service in 2020. What's your experience with those guys?
Man, I got something better for you on that. My wife, when she got her product, she bought the French vanilla, but the French vanilla had a little touch of oatmeal. I like oatmeal,
yeah,
but she didn't like it. Yeah, she didn't like it. Yeah, and she didn't like that little flavor touch, right? So I said, well, I'll buy you another one. Let's call the company. We called the company, and I said, you know, her product came, but the French vanilla, she thought it was just going to be French vanilla. They didn't have like that oatmeal taste. Oh, they say, oh, we're so sorry to hear that, Dr. Puesan. You know, what other flavor that she likes? I said, well, strawberry, chocolate, any other flavor. He said, okay, tell her which flavor she wants. I said, strawberry. He said, okay, well, we'll send you a strawberry. I said, okay, so let me give my credit card. How much is it? She says, no, you don't have to pay anything. I said, no, but I have the product and she only tried it for 1 day. Do I have to return it or what should I do? They said, no. You keep that product. The other one is on us. I told him around, I told my wife, say, that's unbelievable. I've never heard of that. Most company, if you open the product, you automatically lose the opportunity to get your money back.
You break it, you own it.
Yeah, and not only did she consumed it, but they're replacing it and telling her, keep the one you have, enjoy it with somebody else, or throw it away. We'll give you another one. No shipping cost, no money attached to it. Man, that sold me right there. I was like, wow, I'm convinced. So that proved to me right there.
On and on and on. All we're getting is more experiences. So this is my question to you. What do you think about 2.0? 2.0.
I can't wait to hear more about the 2.0 because that's going to be awesome. And think about it, we'll have at least about maybe 27, 28 countries total to be able to spread around the 2.0. I mean, like I said before, it just begun. We haven't even touched the surface of it yet. Nothing at all. So you could imagine. That's why I said 2 years, being more realistic. 2 years.
It's probably you messed me up, man. You know what I did? I wrote it down. Doctor's order say only 2 years.
Yep. Wow. Let me take the pushing pad over here and just write down.
Hey, so there's a product called Zango. Zango has mangosteen, and this is one of the products that my mother always asked me about. And I didn't know what happened to Zango. Well, we acquired a company that has Zango, the original Zango, that has a not patent pending. They have a patent on it, not patent pending, a patent exclusivity. This thing, I had a sciatic nerve problem back when I was 38, from age 19 to 38. So we're looking at now about 14, 15 years ago, where I took this product for about 6 months and then knocked it out. I have no sciatic nerve problem whatsoever. It also helped a lot of my friends, one in particular that had fibromyalgia. So she had this skin disorder that was hurting her, and it helped her with it. And we are adding that to the repertoire. It's part of it. I already ordered 2 of them.
That's awesome. That's unbelievable. See, that's what I'm saying. It always gets better and better and better and better. You know, I'm telling you, I mean, sky's the limit. I mean, for everybody, whoever's listening to this tape, don't waste time. I wasted a year before I say yes. You know, don't do the same mistake I did, because when I realized what we've done in 10 weeks, I said, oh my God, what would have been a year of this effort that we've been putting into it.
Hey guys, just so you know, as a tool, you know, one of our team members, he said, well, what do we pay monthly on the website? And you and I both know that we used to pay monthly on the website of a very good company that literally still charges us half of what we paid for the 1 year total. They would charge us monthly for that.
Monthly, that's correct.
So the guy asked me, well, what's the monthly maintenance on the website? I said, no, it's inclusive. It's $29 just one shot. He said, what? Now you figure they don't really have any tools. You see in the app.
It's awesome. Awesome. You can make your own links and send it to your clients and patients and everything. It's unbelievable. It's awesome.
We heard yesterday from Kathy Culver how they have some type of virtual artificial intelligence little robot that's supposed to be coming.
Wow.
Helping them. I mean,
that's going to be mind-boggling. It's just, forget it. That's going to be a training by itself.
Now, how about when you heard that there was approximately 1,000 youngins from the age of 18 to 35 that are making 6 figures annually?
Man, to be honest with you, that broke my heart, and I'll tell you why. When you graduate med school and you go into the real world, your first year residency, you make about depending on the hospital, anywhere between, I'm going to be conservative, between 40 and 45,000 for that whole year. Second year, probably between 45, 50. Third year, about 50 to 60. And then the fourth year, you're making about maybe 60. If you're lucky, about 65, 70. That's in 4 years, you're making less than $200,000 in 4 years of work. Just like, you know, a lawyer or an accountant probably is making more than you. Now, once you finish your specialty or your training, and then depending on your specialty, depending on the hospital and everything, you're making about 100 to 130, 150,000 a year. And if you're telling me with this, you could be making 100,000 right away.
There's a difference. I'm sorry to tell you, Dr. Jonathan, Dr. J, I'm sorry to tell you there is a difference. In Isagenix, when you're earning those 6 figures, you do not have to pay the schooling that was 6 figures.
Hey, I owe over $300,000 right now. I can show you in black and white. I have it, you know, from school. I always try to send the minimum at the beginning, and then I say, you know what, I'm just going to defer. And I kept deferring the loan. And for the first time, I can honestly say that this company is going to be allowing me to be debt free, financially free from student loans. You know, who else can do that? This company can.
And we do it while helping people.
At the same time, exactly, making them feel better.
So we help them look better and stomach flat, earn more money, pockets fat,
in your pocket fat.
eliminate or reduce pain.
Yeah.
Mental focus. You know, and I just want to finish off with this. I looked at the program and I came into some meditation. I was meditating and I'm saying, what do I not see here? Like, for example, when we looked at Dave looked at this big company and he focused on the forever pack. He said, my God, if we start here, we can still get there even easier. And I was smart.
That's smart.
Very smart. Because if he would have told me that the package was going to be one of those big packages, I would have said, I would love to, but I can't afford it, which is quite often what people say.
Which everybody will be in the same situation.
Yeah, especially during that time. But I said, wait a second, this is more affordable. Now, when I looked at the children, does it make sense that the healthy family pack
I mean, right now we got to focus not so much on us, but on our kids, because there's statistics are saying that our kids are dying before we will. You know why? Because of the nutrition, all the fast food, everything, you know, all the pesticides, everything's in the ingredients, everything that we're ingesting into our system. So with the right nutrition and the right guidance, if they see that we're doing it, they're going to want to follow up what we're doing. So we're giving them great tasting smoothie shakes. Hey, I want that. I want another one. Look, for instance, Willie's son would say, Dad, can I have another one shake? Of course. Wouldn't you be so happy to have your son or daughter tell you, hey, Dad, can I have another shake?
my 7-year-old grandson is, I'm getting complaints from my son who's on his 2nd week now. And the complaint is that my grandson keeps taking his milkshake. He gives him a milkshake.
Oh,
my grandson is drinking his.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
So we're looking at a situation where, Dr. Jonathan, you tell me if I'm wrong. The average child has an interesting palate. So they don't normally eat many things. But we bribe them with, if you eat a Happy Meal, we'll buy you some ice cream or candy.
Exactly.
What kind of manners is that?
You're doing a big harm to them. You're creating what's considered an acidic environment within them that later on, not right away, but later on, the immune system is going to be shut down completely. They're going to start having a lot of physical challenges as well too. Why? When you can give them something that tastes like you just said just now, like a milkshake, they're going to love it and they're going to want more without that extra ingredients out there that's going to do worse for them. So, I mean, this is the best of the best.
And via martial arts, we know that one of the benefits of martial arts is self-esteem. And one of the disadvantages for the average person is that if for some reason their calorie intake or what would be their health or their weight, bottom line, the heavy kids get bullied quite often. And they have low self-esteem. And healthy children that are obese become teens that are obese, become adults that are possibly obese. And the majority of people, maybe I'm wrong, and I'm not sure of your situation. I don't mean to open up a can of worms, but in the situation where my 5 friends passed away in a week, every single one of them had a pre-existing immune deficiency. And I believe that came in from a combination of a few things, including stress, of course. But you know, there's a lot of people at risk today that if we really,
a lot of people.
Isn't that like so on the average, there's certain illnesses today that are like normal. And there's a combination of a whole bunch of stuff, guys. So I don't want to talk about that. But my point is that there are ways to alleviate those things. Am I wrong?
100%. If you go to your optimum weight and you decrease that fat or that extra weight that you have, your health, just by that alone, your health is going to improve. By switching a couple of things here and there in your diet, by making your diet more alkalinic than more acidic, that's also going to take it to another level of a healthy diet, a healthy lifestyle. So that's why I'm saying that it's all about education, educating the person, you know, into eating right and doing the right thing for themselves and to help others do the same thing. And the health will change around right away, because remember, we don't state that we cure or help anybody get out of any disease or anything. We don't do that. We just guiding you into proper nutrition, what your body can benefit from, and let your body do its job. You know, so as a doctor, I'm not going to tell anybody, take this, we're going to get cured from this. No, I'm never going to say that. But take this because your health is going to improve. You know, you're going to feel better, you're going to look better, and you're going to have more energy. And God will do the rest. You know.
So guys, listen, those of you who are watching, I apologize. We got a little long-winded over here, so this will probably be broken down to multiple parts. But I think it was really, really important to share the truth, guys, because Today, during this time, it's the 3rd anniversary when my baby brother passed away. Now, he passed away with 6-pack abs. We're not picking on people just on what would be obesity. It just so happens that there's a common denominator, especially on the belly when it comes to prostate and colon cancer, or the visceral fat that stays there, that becomes a bigger challenge. However, you can still be in the best physical shape in your life, at least on the outside, not have and have a horrible health issue. My baby brother died of a heart attack with 6-pack abs. And today I figured, hey, let me have a conversation with a few people and see the good part of what's happening in life. Because I could have been depressed and miserable today, which of course makes my immune system just, compromising itself. Guys, it's that simple. I listen to I watch silly videos and I laugh. I look at myself, pretty silly, and the whole thing is that having stinking thinking will make you sick, and having the positive attitude will definitely make you better, but you got to be around people of similar mind. If I asked you, Dr. Jonathan, if I asked you right now, how long have we been on this call? Do you even know?
Nope. I'm enjoying every bit of it. It's awesome. It's coming from the heart. Everything that we're saying makes sense. And just on that little token you said right now, it doesn't matter between if you're fat or if you're in great shape, there's still something may go wrong. You don't have to be a scientist, but if you just take an apple, cut an apple, leave it there sitting there, within minutes, it's going to be dark. Is all that oxidation that's happening? Same thing inside all our organs inside our body. When it's suffering, it's going to be damaging them too as well. We don't have a mirror to look inside and see if something's wrong, but we could tell by our feelings, the way we feel, a joint aching, not being able to wake up, not able to sleep well, hurting every bit. That's also warning signs. It's telling you something's wrong. You got to change your diet. So if you don't do that, if you don't listen to that, and then you can't say, oh, I should have done it. Same thing like you told me before. Would I stop taking the products? Hell no. No way. Why should I stop? I'm not going to be paying
but I'm
more
your
money.
boy, bro. Stop taking it for a week.
No way. I'm not going to go and sit in an ER waiting to get seen, and they're going to make it worse than what it actually is already when I could do something on my own to better my health.
Hey, how about, and this is going to be the last thing, I have a shake to make.
Me too. I'm waiting for one right now. My wife too. My wife said, we got to have it now. I said, give me a few minutes.
So there's a good possibility that this Friday before noon, we get a chance to meet in person with Digna, Willie, myself, etc. What they're coming down to. That's exciting to me, guys, because we've been doing this using technology.
Right.
Then later on in the evening, same day, Isagenix 2.0 launches. And then Saturday also. So looking forward to the next few days. We also help the immune system.
Exactly.
Tonight we have a conference call and a training. That's exciting, and on parting ways of this conversation right now, if you want to add anything, what could it be?
Right now, I would say, don't try to be a researcher. Don't try to think about, let me look into it first. Let me go. Think about, I need this right now. This is the best supplement that can be out there for myself. And along the way, let me find out, because I'm giving 30 days money back guarantee. What you got to lose? Nothing. What you got to gain? Extremely excellent health. Your health is going to be above and beyond. The taste of the shake, like the one is waiting for me in the kitchen, is awesome. If you don't like it, just return it. You got your money back. You got nothing to lose. So there was nothing to worry about. Just take advantage of it right now. Don't waste any more time. We've wasted so much time in the past, and we're thinking that we knew it better. We try to reinvent the wheel. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Right now, it's just moving forward. And
can you make a public commitment right now? I'm going to make a public commitment that says this. financially, I will make the $1 million mark within 2 years. So that's definitely. Another thing is that I believe, at least I'm going for it, to win.
We're both gonna win, not you. I'm gonna also win.
The ice of
I'm going
shape
for
competition.
that. I'm going for it all the way. You know, we're both competitors. So that's something that's in our blood. You can't take that. That's like having an IV every day. So no matter what it takes, I'm going for that championship, that Ice Body Challenge. I'm going for it. And within the next 2 years, you and I are going to be financially secure. That if we keep going at the pace we're going, if there'll be ups and downs, maybe a week here, a week there, but that's okay. That's a breather for us to breathe, to get ourselves back on track and move forward and stronger. But if we do what we keep doing right now, we're going to be at the next level real soon.
Hey guys, those of you watching, you just noticed something. He doesn't notice this because he's actually just on the screen, but the minute that I did that, he looks completely different. It looks like you have war paint on your face right now, getting ready to go into competition. So on that note, I'm gonna say, give yourself a pat on the back, Dr. Jonathan, please, because you deserve it. So when I say AB, but you know what to say, AB, we out of here. Thank you very much. God bless. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
See ya.